in 1956, some 6 months before Elvis Presley cut his first songs, his first sides in Memphis, Tennessee, Earl cut the first rock and roll number. So, actually, Earl Scruggs is really the king of rock and roll. He actually didn't call it rock and roll, he called it boogie-woogie music. And this is a tune that, you know, he listened to big band music and jazz and rhythm and blues just like everybody else who had car radios and 45s and 78 RPM records. And he wrote a tune called Foggy Mountain Special, a little bit unusual, sounds like this. Whenever I stop, you can applaud. I know sometimes it's hard to know when I have stopped. But it's just fewer notes. Now, there's a couple more here in this medley. Really, you know, I think that Earl Scruggs is a genius on the level of Duke Ellington or Buddy Holly or Albert Einstein, maybe, I don't know. You know, everything that he did, he created a vocabulary for this instrument that is accessible, that folks can grab a hold of and have a lot of fun with in a short amount of time, but also it's a very, very deep style. You can spend your whole life trying to figure out how to play solos and adding those roll patterns to them. And, you know, Flatt and Scruggs, just like any other bluegrass band, they had a hard traveling schedule. You know, they would oftentimes wake up and play a radio show at 5 in the morning and grab a few hours of sleep before they would leave Nashville, Tennessee, or Knoxville, or Bristol, Virginia, wherever they happened to be working on a radio station, and play a schoolhouse, and then late at night drive those non-interstate highways back. And, you know, there wasn't a Piggly Wiggly open all the time. You had to figure out where you were going to get gas. And it was likely many of these bluegrass artists had bad car accidents and things. Earl Scruggs actually had a plane crash, of all things, but all these guys did survive into the modern era. But Flatt and Scruggs got their big break in 1961 when CBS Television asked them to provide the theme music for what became the most popular television show in America for 2 years. Kind of amazing to think about this, but I really think of the Beverly Hillbillies as being the first reality-based TV. And remember those plot lines, you know, Granny and Jed and Ellie Mae and Jethro, they were always outwitting the bankers. We could have used that a few years ago. I mean, they always were outwitting those bankers. And so when Flatt and Scruggs flew out to Hollywood to discuss this with CBS Television, they insisted on reading the scripts for all the shows because they didn't want to be part of something that was going to make fun of who they saw they were, their identity, their identity as Southerners and hillbillies. And they liked what they heard, and so they were on the show, and you can even see them on episodes as guest stars. As a matter of fact, remember the spin-off show Petticoat Junction? They actually asked Earl Scruggs if he would like to be a cast member of that show and be the engineer. So they saw the beginning of the show. Think of this: Earl Scruggs as, do you pilot a train? What do? You're driving. What's the verb? Engineering. Thank you. Not a conductor. Engineering the train while playing the banjo at the same time. I'm sure he could do it, but he turned it down because he was committed to Lester Flatt. But here this is the song that Bela Fleck got interested in playing the banjo in when he was a 2-year-old kid eating cereal watching TV. Weiser Banjo can. books. You come back, all right? So one more here, and I love this song. You know, we all play it, we all love to play it, but I really love it. I especially love the original recording that Weiser Scruggs made in 1949. And you know, Warren Beatty, the actor, had a college roommate who played the banjo and played all these old Flatt & Scruggs records. And when Warren Beatty went to make this movie Bonnie and Clyde in 1968, he remembered this recording. And the Smithsonian Institution has included this as among the top 100 American recordings of all time. This is the Foggy Mountain Break.